Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. The following excerpt from a crypto market tracker makes an XRP price prediction of 777% gain of $6.57 in a week. But that's the problem about being in the market for such a long time. What happens when you're keeping an asset is just the market's moving down or down, maybe goes up a little bit. This is true of crypto as well as equities. However, the most exciting periods occur rarely, on average, only a few days every year. Large-scale relocations also occur on a regular basis, usually every few years. Investing in cryptocurrency can be a lot of fun and excitement if you're the right kind of person, which I'm assuming you are if you're listening to a program like this. So, yeah, we are curious about things. On a daily basis, however, we do not see the most thrilling price action. Because of this, it's simple to think, oh, yeah, there you go. There'll be another headline when this happens, but it won't be for a long time. It's easy to ignore headlines like these, which is why I want to tell you about something I was listening to right before I recorded this video. For the past 5 years and counting, I've ignored them all. And I'm not sure this man is correct. However, it is not why I am bringing this up. I have some thoughts, though, and I'd want to share them with you. For the record, I have zero experience in the financial sector. I'm not here to give you money advice. I mean, you wouldn't want to buy or sell based on what I say, would you? For fun and as a pastime, I enjoy making videos about crypto-related topics to share on YouTube. As I record this video, the price of XRP is a fraction below 84 cents, and the price of Bitcoin is just above $30,000. And it's been fascinating because XRP didn't have a pretty damn good week, and we all know why Bitcoin has been having a rough time for much of the last week. However, I have a few points to make. First, we should probably go through the recent events that have taken place, right? It's true. We know that Bitcoin and the crypto asset class move in tandem, generally speaking, with equities, so not down to the second, minute, day, week, month, and so on. However, at a high enough level of abstraction, this is evidently the case, especially in the presence of large outliers, right? This is the situation, and we are aware of it. And what we've seen in recent days is the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, and XRP all rocket upwards due to the fact that XRP is the only large-cap coin on the entire freaking globe with legal clarity in the United States. There is no other option. In addition, you have Bitcoin, so things aren't exactly looking gloomy. In fact, as of late it has been hovering at or slightly below $20,000. However, it hasn't been soaring to the same heights as the stock market as a whole, or even the Dow Jones and the S&P 500 in particular. So, perhaps Bitcoins have some ground to make up. Let me tell you what I was listening to shortly before I started filming this, a 2-hour and 10-minute video from the Tolerable Bulls YouTube channel. I'm willing to bet that many of you watching this also subscribe to that channel. And he brought over a guest who was an expert in blockchain technology. The video was excellent and captivating. The internal dialogue between those two is fascinating to listen to. It was the first time the two of them had worked together. I'll also admit that the blockchain backer's explanation was far more fascinating and unbelievable than I had anticipated. Since you ask, why do I say that? To reiterate what I said a few minutes ago, the vast majority of crypto investing consists of dull, range-bound price activity. I'm still curious because I'm a crypto dork, but I find the whole thing boring since, you know, we've saved the word excitement for the biggest moves in crypto. However, I am always curious, and perhaps you are as well. However, that isn't exactly the most thrilling price movement. But I won't rehash dry technical analysis either. On this channel, I try to keep that to a minimum. Personally, I have zero interest in technical analysis. Supporters of the blockchain who share my enthusiasm, and expertise are much appreciated. Like I've heard him say once, oh, man, I would never want to run a YouTube channel where he only talks about what's happening in crypto in general, news, and stuff like that, I respect that it's not for me, but it doesn't mean it isn't valuable. That's just what I'm paid to do, I reason. Therefore, it is to my great satisfaction that he does so. And he excels at it. In summary, what he indicated was that there are many different measures to take into account while conducting technical analysis. I'll just say that the stars are aligned in a way that hardly never occurs, and that's saying a lot. However, those events set the stage for XRP's most unprecedented growth. Currently, we are at that point. Therefore, he said, what? At least once he's like, yes, man, it's scary. As if it doesn't exist. And, hey, there's no promise that this is your moment of glory. But you wake up every day convinced that it won't happen to you. And this continues, year after year after year, forever. So why would tomorrow be any different? But if we're right, one day you wake up and it's just that in markets like this. We saw a taste of that last week when XRP gained regulatory certainty. The ensuing price increase was exciting to witness. It turns out that some degree of consolidation is normal following such a radical shift. And it is true that we have reached a point where, if you look at historical data on how XRP has behaved when certain metrics have been at certain points, again, I don't regurgitate technical analysis. I highly recommend you watch the Bearable Bulls video with the blockchain backer. But he just implied it, like it was a done deal. I've never heard him say anything to the effect that doesn't. That's not how things usually go down. Having held XRP since November 17, 2017, I can finally say that I've accomplished anything. I have never parted with any XRP. And I do intend to do so. However, we're there if he is correct. I've seen a few more things that have never occurred before, and now you're looking at how they've come together. So far, XRP has never reached a new high and continued rising without Bitcoin as the market leader. Again, crypto tends to track the performance of the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Therefore, Bitcoin's performance is not keeping up with the S&P 500. Also, equities in general, or just equity. Still, there's a chance it may happen. We actually observe at least now not making a prediction, he's not making a price prediction, or saying for sure this is going to happen, but if it begins going in that route and it's at a place where XRP is, all the boxes are checked, then it could be interesting. I know I'm going to go into overdrive, but seriously, this is thrilling. Perhaps now is the time to give this software a try. I'll say it again, the blockchain's biggest proponent is also a realist, thus I never hear that from him. Furthermore, this is rarely the case. After hearing him mention that this isn't just another of these headlines, I knew I had to open my video with the possibility that XRP will rise to $6.57 in the next week. However, here's the thing to keep in mind. When XRP disappears, it disappears quickly. Rapid change is the norm, and I personally witnessed XRP's largest bull run ever, culminating in a record high price. And despite being novel and secretive, it was thrilling. In other words, it's a tricky moment to bring in cash. As someone who had only recently begun dabbling with crypto and had only been doing so for the past 6 weeks or so, give or take, I didn't want to risk an excessive sum. But in any case, I experienced that. From the moment that XRP began to rapidly increase until it reached its all-time high. Roughly 2.5 weeks passed. It will be as quick as the snap of a finger once it gets going. As fast as a flash, probably. It might last a week, maybe 2, maybe even 3. That's why I'm stocking up on supplies. The good news is, we finally have some legal clarification on whether or not this can go forward. And to be perfectly honest, I don't think it would happen if the law weren't so clear. That's a huge step forward, completing the picture. I assume it's in the right spot. So, that's why we saw XRP relist on every single US exchange. That opens up a whole other can of worms, so to speak. Perhaps I'll go into more detail about this in a future video. But the issue is this one, since I've been worried about this for a while and have said as much on numerous occasions over the past 2.5 years. Okay, but what if XRP actually works? What the heck do I do if I want to sell, and how the hell do you know? Do my choices hold water? Is it all for naught if that happens? They're fantastic. It's already 2019 and I'm still using them. But that's the only way out for me. And then there's that traffic jam. For the simple reason that it is the hub for XRP transactions in the USA. So, I thought, well, it's simply one of those things that. As a result, I never found a foolproof answer. I've been broaching the subject intermittently for the past 2.5 years. But in all honesty, all I wanted was for the law of this situation to be resolved so that I wouldn't have to worry about it, and that's exactly what occurred. So now, if you're in the US, you'll have a plethora of options and destinations to choose from. Thus, there is also that. And we shall observe the results. And once again, this is not always the moment it will occur. But again, our intendment video is wonderful if you want a technical breakdown of the nuances. I heard every word of it. 20 minutes of it was while I was at home, another 20 while I was in the car, and the remaining time was spent strolling around the neighborhood. It was lovely to hear him and the other person he was talking to exchange ideas and joke back and forth. And I was there beside him as if it were nothing. I found myself chuckling along with the others, realizing that we've all been in the crypto sector for around the same amount of time as they. For almost half a decade now, we've all been experiencing the same highs and lows, and so I thought, yep, we've all been through all of these things. Now, perhaps, is the time when things will begin to change for the better. Oh, God, I hope that this occurs. But for me, I'll continue to hold on for as long as it takes. I mention this only because it appears impossible until it really occurs. After that, everything seems unreal. And in a flash, it's all over. So, simply have a backup plan available in case something unexpected comes up. I'm not advising you to purchase or sell anything. One of the largest obstacles, if not the biggest, is just the emotions that creep in when investing, because we are our own worst adversaries. As in, oh my God, but what if I sell it now, and it keeps going higher and higher, when it first starts going? But I assure you that I will not be one of those people. I have a good notion of what I want to do as far as bringing money in goes, and I want to follow through with it. Yes, I intend to remain firm. The truth is that I consider this to be the case because I have invested more money into XRP than the average person. Indeed, this has been a significant gamble. But because I did that, and the reason I did that was so that I wouldn't have to artificially inflate the value of XRP to make astronomical profits, I no longer need XRP to make astronomical profits. That's why I'm planning to look into expanding my operations, and who knows? Maybe I'll do that sometime around $5 if I'm feeling very optimistic. But $5 to $7 is where I'll be focusing most of my attention. If I'm completely scaled up by then, I might try to put away a bit more money and aim for 8. That kind of money would completely change my life. People can and probably will make fun of me because they think I sold too fast. It's possible that the additional fuel will cause an increase in altitude, but I don't care whether that happens. I'm carrying out my strategy. I don't give a hoot, therefore I put in more effort and assumed more danger at the outset to bring about its dehazarding sooner. The blockchain's bare-bones backers are discussing their exit routes, and they each seem to be making their own case. As long as you're happy with that, that's all right for me. And our problems are quite dissimilar. Here's the thing, though, even if the three of us had the same amount of XRP, the cryptocurrency used in the blockchain, our exit prices would still be different, right? Simply put, our ends don't coincide. And, of course, the lengths to which we are willing to go. And for me, I'm just adding up my assets, considering the fact that I'm still producing money from a variety of sources, and coming to the conclusion that, no, that's the target, I have something pretty well in mind. That range alone would be enough to completely change my life, and I have no intention of trying to sell everything in one fell swoop. I plan to spread the work out over a period of time, however I realize that I may not have more than a few weeks to complete it. So I guess I'll just have to brace myself for it when it comes. To that end, it would be nice if their assumptions about the likelihood of it happening in the near future prove to be accurate. Cool, I guess. It's cool if we're still chatting about this after a year. I have no problem with this at all. Well, this is a great time to be encrypted. The time has finally come for this. Everything that those sons of bitches who eat room temperature cottage cheese and talk bullshit about Bitcoin have said has been exhausted. Kim Jong-Ginza and the other asshats at the SEC were a pain to work with. Now that we've made it to the end of this madness, we can see clearly. The markets are in a typically positive state, represented by the color green. I really hope this keeps on. I'm crossing my fingers that this is it. This feels like it could finally be the time to observe what develops, then. Now I wanted to share something from Fracky, a member of the XRP community, in response to Joe, who asked, "What's the next step in your life after you get rich AF?" Frankie has been involved in crypto since 2011, and Joe asked, "What's the next step in your life after you get rich AF?" The XRP utilitarian advocate happens to be in the finance industry. This is what he said, by the way. Hire a CFP professional to create a detailed plan for your financial future. Before you spend any of your money, you should consult with an estate attorney. After that, you'll know how much money you have to spend and where it all stands. Wealthy sage, Let me pause, because something else I wanted to say earlier has just come to my mind again. The amount of money that I'm looking to make in terms of profit just from XRP, is life-changing. Well, that doesn't even include the rest of my other crypto, but even just XRP. So I take a look at that, and although I don't plan to use the bulk of my income to indulge in frivolous purchases for myself, I'd rather put that money toward expanding my business's margins. It doesn't mean I won't do so in some cases. We all have the right to expect that we will succeed. The prospect of making additional investments is what excites me the most. And so even if I do it in something that is more conventional, like real estate or equities or anything, especially if we just speak about equities, so less interesting, but get wide exposure, even just a boring index fund over the duration of a decade, that's fine. It's not as interesting as Let's Encrypt, which was dull as all get out, but we look 7 to 10 years into the future, and what would you expect, that to double. But for me, the whole goal has always been to move it out of the riskier asset class and into something safer, more stable, and more tried and tested. My argument is that I will make more money overall, not just from trading XRP. That said, maybe you'll grasp the idea if you take whatever I earn from XRP and multiply it by 2 over the next 7 to 10 years through, say, simple equity investment. And I know it's not that simple. I've experienced my share of ups and downs. There are both down-the-line years and up-the-spine years. That makes sense. That's the sort of thing I'm interested in, though just theoretically. You've heard my price, and you may think it's too high, too low, or that I'm trying to shortchange you. But I'm telling you, that's not the end of XRP earning money for me. The profit right there is going to make me more money. I'm not going to sit and waste it on useless things. Perhaps somewhat, yes, there has been a slight leap forward. But that's just my perspective. Check out this. There is also the rest of crypto, of course. After XRP has gone on a spectacular bull run, I will wait until it appears that we are reaching the bottom before investing. Then I'll simply begin dollar cost averaging my investments. Again, just because I'm unloading some XRP doesn't mean I'm pessimistic about the coin's future. If I'm making a sale, it's because this asset represents a disproportionate share of my wealth. For my own purposes, that is all it means. So don't look down on me if, when that time comes, I'm sure it will. As I mentioned, you agree with me completely and are planning to take similar action. At least from a business perspective. I want to hear from you folks about your plans. Please don't take it out on me. Just because I liquidate the majority of my XRP doesn't make me anti-XRP. This just indicates that, from a purely financial perspective, this is the best course of action for me to take. That settles it. But I'm not going anywhere, so the YouTube channel will continue as before. I have much too much joy engaging in such conversation. I'd want to continue our conversation about the trip and do some more exciting things with you. And then jump right back in and go through another cycle after that. You know, our journeys aren't going to be finished just because we reach a new XRP high and acquire unimaginable fortune. Even if it does occur, I still won't have made it there in a single night. No, no. Please repeat that. Absolutely. Anyway, I just wanted to share some ideas with you because I had so much joy watching that film. It was an excellent use of my time. As a result, I've decided to write down some of my initial thoughts on the matter. In fact, the only thing that in a separate video, the blockchain backer missions, the only thing that, you know, it was maybe wrapping up in terms of a tremendous catapult for XRP, has been completed. Not his exact words, but you get the idea. Bitcoin, however, is not leaving anytime soon. But that doesn't rule out the possibility that it will. Seeing as XRP dropped from 90 cents on the day we got the good news to 71 cents or something, it will be interesting to watch if we truly do get another boost. And it's been rising for a few days now. What is the highest point reached in a single day here? Live Coin Watch puts the current value at 84.9 cents. What a time to be alive, huh, man? I've been reading these headlines for nearly 6 years, so tell me what you think. The majority of them get a okay, whatever from me. A moment comes, though, when things truly are different. This raises the question, is this the one? Leave a comment and let me know what you think. Since I'm not a certified financial planner, you shouldn't use my advice to make any investments or trades. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.